Chapter 14. Start with the knickknacks. The door was here all along, Wes muses, which means we didn't need to worry about patterns or pulling down boxes to begin with. We could have just walked through to the other side and searched those boxes until we found the key. The thought is maddening. The path is quite clear to reaching the key, I say. The riddle told us the answer. Glass is clear. Hannah bolts through the glass door and skids to a stop just short of the key. Her hand is outstretched, but she makes no move to pick it up. What are you doing, I ask. Exercising good judgment. I'm going to work on it from now on. She waits until all three of us are surrounding the key and then gently nudges it with her toe. Nothing happens. No more dumb decisions for me. Wes nods in approval. I like this new Hannah. Hannah beams. You like the old Hannah too, don't I? I wasn't saying I didn't like the old Hannah. Swear, I just meant that it's good you probably aren't going to do something that will get us killed in here. Wes answers with a smirk. Probably? Hannah asked incredulously. Even though he said it to be funny, something about Wes's comments bothers me. I've never felt unsafe in an escape room. Annoyed, yeah, but not unsafe. Knowing we don't have a clear exit from this house right now makes me anxious. It doesn't help that we're out in the country either. The farmhouses we saw definitely aren't close enough to hear us scream. Wes much catch my frown because he pats me on the back. We're going to be okay, and we're going to find that treasure and help your dad. If it exists, we aren't walking out of here without it. But to do that, we have to move faster. Hannah looks at her phone. At some point, our parents will expect us to have our phones back, and we've already been in here more than an hour. The realization is like a punch to my gut. I knew we spent too long in these first two rooms, but I didn't know it was that much. And since we don't know how many other rooms there are in between us and the treasure, it's impossible to calculate our odds of succeeding. Too many variables. Dropping down to the floor, I lower my head and look at the key from the side while Wes holds a lantern out to illuminate it. Looks like a normal key, and since it fell out of the box, I don't think of a key tied to anything in the room. Sounds safe to me, Wes says. He reaches down and gives the key one more little nudge before finally picking it up. We stand still, looking around the room in silence to make sure the key didn't trigger anything. With how wacky these triplets were, nothing would surprise me now. With a calming breath, Wes unlocks the door with the etched deck of cards symbol on it. It creaks open, sending a nervous chill through me. Whatever it is, we got this, I tell myself. My eyes widen as I take in the scene on the other side of the door. It's dark, so I can't make out everything, but I can tell it's much, much larger than I expected it to be. As big as the circus room, at least. Holy cow, Wes starts, and then trails off as he fumbles with the lanterns hooked over his wrist. Sliding one off, he hands it to Hannah. This is huge. Let's find a place to put the lanterns down so we can figure out what we're dealing with. We take our first careful steps in. The wooden floor squeaks and groans. I flip my phone light on just long enough to scan the area. Again, it's totally different from the last room we were in. The circus room was bright and exhilarating. The box room was dark and maddening, and this room is elegant? A large chandelier hangs from the ornate gold ceiling. Cobwebs are stretched across it, half covering the hundreds of little crystals that twinkle in my phone light. There's a fireplace at the far end of the room, one big enough to hold a whole fire pit instead of just a few logs, and the walls are lined with bookshelves. They stretch from the top floor up to the ceiling, and there isn't one square inch that's empty. A ladder that slides from side to side is sitting at one end of the shelves, and clusters of armchairs and tables are scattered around the room. There must be hundreds of books in here, Hannah says, running her hand over the multicolored spines. No, thousands. Wes rubs at his face. That means thousands of places to hide clues. I bet that some of these books are fake. He slowly slides one off the shelf. The book cracks as he opens it, revealing actual pages. Well, this one is real, but no way they all are. My shoulders sag. Wes is 100% right. A lot of escape rooms have features like hollowed out books. They love to stash clues inside them. Code, keys, riddle. You name it, we found it inside a book before. Ugh, what if we have to check all those? There isn't enough time. This feels like a rich person's house, I say with a laugh. Not like I know what a rich person's house looks like, but a girl can imagine. If I had lots of money, I wouldn't even want a mansion. I just want the house we already have. I'd buy it back from the bank and then stick my tongue out at them for being so mean to begin with. The triplets pop into my head again. The article said that Carl might have studied literature and worked at a bookstore. Did he design this room? Perhaps libraries were his happy place, so he created one here? As frustrating as the triplets' funhouse is, I like the idea. No matter how bad things are at home, I can always distract myself with books. Reading about different people in different places makes me feel better. Maybe books did that for him when he was an orphan too. I say we start with the random stuff, Anna says, gently tapping on a vase. There are a lot of little knickknacks on these shelves. Let's check those first. We can save a lot of time if the key is hidden in one of those and not a book. I consider this realizing as I turn for a circle around the room that something is missing. Hold ups. Does anyone see a door? Wes looks startled as he spins his own circle to look. No, you guys knows what this means, right? Hidden passages. Hannah and I say at the same time. Bingo, he answers. We might not even be looking for a key in this room. And it's just got a little more complicated. Hidden passages and escape rooms are usually triggered by something. Moving or pushing an item, entering a code, or even just stepping in the right spot, like the clown in the circus room. With a room as big as this one, though, it's going to be hard to find the trigger. Most common triggers are pulling books from shelves, entering codes into phones, and moving paintings. West recites, taking off the items on his fingers like a list. I don't know why I asked, but I do. How do you know that? I read it in an article, he says, as quietly, and then refocuses on the books. Wes always gets like this when the topic of his memory comes up. Hannah and I like to tease him about it, mostly because we're jealous. But sometimes Wes acts super weird, like he's embarrassed or something. I don't get it. If I could remember as much as he does, I'd be a straight A student. I'd also be able to win pretty much every argument I have with Sean. Hannah stuffs a new stick of gum into her mouth and grins. Sounds boring, but I'm glad you read it because that gives us a place to start. Right, there's only one painting, the one above the fireplace. We could start there, and if it's a bust, at least we can mark that off the list, I suggest. Good thinking, and there is a phone over there, Hannah says, pointing to a small wooden table in the corner of the room. On top lies one of those old-fashioned phones with the cord. Maybe we keep our eyes open for any sets of numbers that can be entered into that? And just like that, we have a plan. West pushes a leather armchair over to the fireplace and climbs onto it so he can reach the painting. Then he looks back down at us. Are we all in agreement that I should move this painting? I nod. Hannah does the same. Wes grips the sides of the painting and tries to pull it from the wall. When it doesn't move, he gives us a look. It's the look of a guy who knows something is up. Normally, paintings come off walls when they're pulled. This one must not be normal. With a grunt, he rotates the painting upward to the left side like he's turning a steering wheel. Just when I think nothing else is going to happen, a clanking sound starts up in the fireplace. It sounds like a roller coaster when you're on the way up a big hill. Clink, 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 grind. Wes jumps off the armchair, and all three of us stare into the fireplace. The stone wall at the back is opened up. I can't help it. I cheer. For once, we caught a little good luck in this place. Finding the hidden passage in just one try is not only exciting, but it will also help us make up time we lost in the first two rooms. West, I officially promise never to tease you for that freaky memory of yours ever again, I say, hugging him. Just majorly paid off. He lets a smile take over his face for a fleeting moment. Then the serious look comes back. We should go. We don't celebrate after every little find in an escape room, and we definitely shouldn't here. He's right. Not that he's wrong very often. Snatching up the lanterns, I run back to the fireplace. West and Hannah are shining their phone lights into the dark space behind it. Out of all the things I expect West to say right now, like it's another room or it's a tunnel, what he actually says surprises me. I think it's a slide.